Okay, we are going to solve four types of equations. There are basically four steps, and I call it DISC. Okay. Drop the t, use the inverse operation, solve, and then check. So we look for the variable. This variable is being added by 20. So my first step is to drop the t. I divide it in half at the equal sign. Next, I look at the m. The m is being added by 20, so I subtract 20 from both sides. It's being added, so I subtract. This is isolating the variable. We'll discuss that in more detail in class. So when I subtract 20 from both sides, m is by itself. Value of m is 13. If I substitute in 13 for m, I find that 13 plus 20 equals 33. Okay, so again, I look for the variable. It's being added by 8. So I'm going to subtract 8. That isolates that. That makes that equal to 0. M is equal to 7. 15 minus 8 is 7. If I substitute in 7 plus 8, I get 15. So I drop the t. I look for the variable, and I do the opposite operation. 11 minus 11. 11 minus 11 is 0. I'm left with v. 19. So when I have addition, I undo it with subtraction. Okay, and you could go through and do these. Drop the t. Minus 19, minus 19. I look for the variable, subtract 19. 32 minus 19 is 13. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to number 11, because now the variable is no longer being added to, now it's being subtracted. I drop the t, I say, okay, j is being minused by 12, so the opposite, when I have subtraction to the variable, j is being subtracted, I will add to both sides. So minus 12 plus 12. Negative 12 plus 12 equals 0. I'm left with j. 7 plus 12 is 19. Drop the t, being minused, so I'm going to add 4. 4 makes that equal to 0, so I'm left with r. 4 plus 3 is 7. Drop the t at the equal sign. I'm adding 12 to make that equal to 0. Y is equal to 20. If I substitute in 20, 20 minus 12 equals 8. 8 equals 8. Drop the t. Add 4 because it's being subtracted by 4. Leaves j alone, 14. So we have, when it's being added, I subtract. When it's being subtracted, I add. Next, on the flip side, okay, we have solve for b. I have 110 equals 10b. Now, the variable is being multiplied, so I divide. Okay, when the variable is being multiplied, I divide. So I drop the t, divide by 10, divide by 10. 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. 1 times b equals b, so that has isolated the variable. 110 divided by 10 is 11. So when I substitute it in, 10 times 11 equals 110. 10 times 11 equals 110. So it checks out. Okay, 14, p is being multiplied by 14, so I'm going to divide by 14. Comes a 1, p is equal to 8. 14 times 8 is equal to 112. They equal each other. 4p equals 20. P is being multiplied by 4, so I'm going to divide by 4. 1, p is equal to 5. Remember, a letter next to a number means to divide. One more here. 3 times x equals 48. So in order to find out what x equals, I'm going to divide by 3. X equals 48 divided by 3 is 16. Okay? And then these are all multiplying. Okay? Multiplying. So example here, drop the t. 3 is being multiplied times p, so I'm going to divide by 3. P is equal to 5. Notice 31 now, maybe you want to view this as z divided by 8 equals 10. This is z divided by 8 equals 10. I'm going to drop the t. It's being divided, so I multiply by 8. Just trust that that cancels out, and z equals 80. Drop the t. This is being divided by 3, so I multiply by 3. P is equal to 14 times 3 is 42. Last one, I drop the t. J is being divided by 3, so I multiply by 3. Trust that that cancels out. J equals 6. So when it's being divided, you multiply. That is a quick version of solving the problems on Get More Math. Okay, so you want to work through those. When you're being added, you subtract. When you're being subtracted, you add. When it's being multiplied, you divide. When it's being divided, you multiply the opposite. Look for the variable.